Okay, Patrick, I want to ask you a question, actually. You've been in this league for 3 seasons, is that right? Why do you think you haven't yet won a playoff game?
Uh, well, first I'll tip my hat to my opponents.
Okay.
They've all been good. First season, 8th seed, plays Sean Bell,
Yeah.
wipes me out.
Yeah.
Second season, 8th seed, play Providence, lose 4 straight going into the playoffs to Providence. Then he wipes me out 4 straight in the playoffs. So I lost 8 in a row to him.
Wow.
And tight games. I thought I was playing him pretty well in some of those games, but they just all went his way. And then last season, I finally got the hang of the manual goalie and the whole online playing and everything. I thought I was really poised to make a break going into the playoffs, and then I ran into Colin. And he just destroyed me.
Yeah.
And, the first game was a 1-goal game. He came out gangbusters. He got up on me 3-0, I think. And I made a game of it, but I lost by 1 goal. And I lost 2 more games by basically 1 goal. I think he got late goals. And then he dummied me in the 4th game because I'd given up by that point.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, I think there's a couple of things I've learned from that. Like every time I get wiped out like this, I'm learning something. Ultimately, it's on me. That's why I haven't made drastic changes to the team. It's me.
Yeah.
Something is going on when I get into the playoffs. I don't think it's a choke necessarily because it's tough when you're an 8th seed coming against some of these guys.
Man. It's not a choke. Nobody sees it as a choke, man. Nobody sees it as a choke.
They're cold, they're tight games. But my thing is, I haven't had a lead. I haven't had a single lead in any of these games.
Wow. Yeah, that's tough, man.
And that is mind blowing.
Some other guys
It's just not coming out strong enough.
Some other guys we know choke. We don't think you choke.
Yeah, you're not. Yeah, that's not.
I think the point you're bringing up is an important one, which is, by finishing as the 8th seed, you're going up against, the tier 1 players.
Yeah, it's no joke.
That being said, I don't think you're going to finish 8th this year. I just want to take a moment to say, I love what you're doing. I've said this before in previous podcasts. Probably of all the players I've watched this season, something about watching your game is so entertaining.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's fun. I said this in a previous podcast. Sometimes when I'm watching a game, I'm saying, okay, I will do this right now, offensively. And whatever I think I'm going to do, you're doing something different. And I think it's cool as shit. It's a very different style. And I need to, you were talking about getting better. I'll always talk about getting better, trying to get better. I think this game is a game of skill, for sure, and working at getting better. So I think you've, big time, taken a big step this season. And I watch it.
I really appreciate that. I really appreciate that. It's I came in and I was like, I wasn't playing my style. I didn't feel like I was playing my style. What I played in the Unholy Grail tournaments, it wasn't because now I think halfway through last season and now I'm relaxed enough to be playing my true style. And the online thing really, and the manual goalie in particular, threw me for a loop.
Well, just like you, previous to this online league, we just played auto goalie too. So this was a big change for us. So
I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm not using it as an excuse though, because at this point, if I haven't figured it out, that's on me. Like you're saying, it's only on me that I lose my patience at certain points. That's it.
Yeah,
on me.
It's funny you say that though, Patrick. Earlier you said, I just have to be like, what was the word you used? Stable.
Better?
Not stable. Like obviously they seem like I've made so many trades. And you're like,
Oh, I see. Yeah. With the
Yeah.
GM part?
yeah.
Yeah.
And you're like, I'm not gonna make trades because my team is fine. It's me,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
No,
That's what you
well,
need to do.
I was gifted this team. It's a good team. I should
It
be
is.
able to win it. I should be able to challenge for a cup with this team.
team.
You know, I played a lot of years, and you know, I've won. So I should be right up there.
Yeah.
And I'm not, and I'm still figuring it out. But it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
So
I love the confidence, by the
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. So with that, who is going to win the division? Who is going to win your division this year, and who's going to get relegated in that division? I don't even remember what's the name of that.
I'll win it.
Okay, so North Bay's going to win it.
And I guess I'd have to say Ultra. Love you, buddy, but he's going to be the one that goes down. Regulated means you go down to tier 3.
And he might, and from what we learned this week, he might not actually go down if his record is better than whoever wins that division below him.
Yeah.
I think is what he said.
So we're not sure how that's going to look.
Yeah.
But
So I think if
Okay.
you only get relegated, if,
I think.
go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead, Patrick.
Yeah, go ahead. You said.
Oh, sorry. No, go ahead. You only get relegated what?
So what I took this week, and I think you heard the same thing. I don't know if you missed it or not, but he had said that as an example, because Ed wins, well, no, I won't even say Ed. Say Halifax wins Ed's division, but his record is not better.
You can say it.
No, I'm not. So if Halifax wins and his record is not better than, or he doesn't have more points than Ultra Magnus, then there's no reason for them to switch, is what Magnus was presenting this week. I don't know if that's how it's going to stay, but that's the way it was presented this week. I don't know if anybody else knows that. I just know that it was discussed on somewhere.
Yeah, I did not hear that.
But either way, to answer your question, Magnus will be relegated.
Yeah, Magnus would be relegated. Okay.
Where do you see your franchise in 5 seasons?
Well, I'm a huge Steelers fan. I don't know if you guys know that or not. I've talked to the Pittsburgh guys about it,
Okay.
but I love the way the Rooneys run that franchise even more than watching them some years, because you know, some years are not too good, but they're always. I want to model my franchise after that. I always want to be entertaining. I always want to be in the mix, and they always seem to be that. You know, like their consistency is there. So I don't see drastic changes. I just see me, you know, making the playoffs, and I don't know if I'll ever be a first seed or anything. This seems to be the kiss of death sometimes.
Yeah.
But I'll be in the mix around the middle somewhere. That's the goal. And I want to build through the draft. I'm not Trader Vic here, like trading all the time, and I'm no wolf.
Yeah, exactly.
I was actually thinking of Ultra Magnus. Like,
well,
takes
he's number
balls.
2. He's number 2.
Yeah, I think my strongest trait I've learned very early as a GM is to say no. Like that is my go-to thing now. It's just like, nope.
Yeah,
this is these are my guys. I gotta win with these guys.
Yeah, you gotta stay with people. There's a point where you gotta stay with guys and work with them. Not that this guy agrees, but
Did you see the trade I pulled off today?
I did not.
I traded Zdeno Chara
What?
and Peter Bondra for Eric Lindros and Ed Jovanovski.
You traded Chara?
I know the number 2 pick in the draft last year. He traded him.
But I got Lindros and Jovanovski, and this is what I did. It's correct.
Okay.
Well,
He's shocked. He's shocked. You don't know what to say.
What? Who had Jovanovski?
Sumter. Sumter Pinkham.
Oh, Sumter, okay. Oh, yes, of course, he is,
Yeah. So
Lindros.
he,
How many more years does, oh, of course, you're a Philly guy,
yeah.
Lindros.
Well,
No,
Yeah.
no, no, no. Hold
Actually,
on.
hold on.
What? Not just a Philly guy. This fucking guy would suck his dick if he was here. He's
No.
Eric Lindros is his favorite player of all time.
Well, I
so
have to say this.
That's not bad.
Lindros and Bondra both have the same exact seasons left. Obviously, Bondra is the speed guy, but Lindros is Lindros. Chara, of course, plays 5 more seasons than Chara, I want to say. But, I mean, they're very comparable defensemen, physicality-wise and all that. So, I'm okay
panic
with it.
move. Panic move. He just can't fucking settle down.
I just shared that with you because I hear you talking about how you want to be a stable franchise,
Unlike Highland.
Yeah,
Do not match Highland.
not jumpy.
I just don't think I'm that, I've swung a couple of deals, but I don't think that's my strength.
Yeah,
My strength is, my game and being stable and saying no. Like I say, this team was dropped in my lap, so I'm not gonna fritter it away just because of a sexy sounding trade or whatever. Like I should be able to win with this team.
I'm not going to lie to you. If I was you and I got swept in the first round of the playoffs, I might have made a change.
Might have? Did he say might have?
That's
No. Come
see,
on.
that's
Might
blaming
have?
the players though. That's blaming that's accountability.
Well,
That's blaming the players instead of pointing the finger back at yourself.
Patrick, let me.
In my opinion.
Okay,
in
well,
my
I'm gonna tell you something. This guy's Nicaraguan, okay? Nicaraguans don't accept blame for anything. Anything
Is that
ever.
right?
So that's not
I
happening.
hadn't heard that.
Yes, that's a fact.
but listen, I know.
I heard some stuff about Nicaragua, but not that.
Well, I think we talk a lot about trades in there. I think so many people have to agree the worst trades up till now is Nipples trading away Forsberg and
Heisman.
Eisenman, because that's akin to Patrick trading away Yager and Brodeur.
Yeah, oh, that definitely is.
I
It
mean,
definitely is. I
These are
agree with
like
that.
franchise juggernaut rock players.
I mean, that's
I mean, I'm
probably-
not gonna lie. I really did have thoughts that I should be maybe, maybe dealing, these guys. Maybe it wasn't a fit or whatever, but you just have to sit. One of the best things I've learned is sleep on it.
yes.
When you have a thought burning in your brain, you just sleep on it, and you get up the next day. Oh, what the fuck was I thinking there? There's no way I'm gonna trade Yager with a Y.
No.
Well, I'll tell you,
So
earlier today,
I'm getting it now. I was calling him Jagger forever.
That's good. Well, now I helped you out, so now you're good.
I didn't know he spelled his name with a Y.
so earlier today, I read John Coxon's article in the Wolf Den, and this is what inspired me to make this trade. So, Coxon, you're an asshole.
You're calling some. Oh my god. Anyway,
What did he say about you?
Well, if you read the article in Wolf Den, he goes after Peter Bonder. He basically, after I read that article, I make the trade.
yeah, I read that article and obviously, yeah,
No.
yeah, there was an
Really?
article written and it was obvious that Peter Bonder was on his way out of Highland. So
Echo Puss had a hand in this whole thing?
no, not Puss. No, this is that's his Puss. Wait, that's Coxon's son.
That's Brian.
Yeah,
Coxon's son.
Oh,
This is
okay.
John Coxon.
this is John. I think they're related somehow. I don't know how.
Who knows?
I don't know how they're related.
Mm.
But so anyway, my next point.
That's the sibling's parents' cousin.
Yeah, exactly.
Don?
Trust me, Puss
Okay.
can tell you the whole lineage. I have no
Right.
interest.
I don't know the family tree off by
Yeah.
heart yet.
Exactly. So my last point of the segment where we're trying to get to know you is I just want to, like we touched on with your stream. Your stream is fucking incredible. And obviously you told us through your job and through your whatever your background is, that's why it's as incredible it is. And I just keep doing what you're doing, man, because I know Puss and Nips wish to be you one day and they just can't even fucking compare to what
I
you're
took a
putting out.
lot of yeah, sorry. I took a lot of inspiration from Tickle Puss and his celebration and all that. So that was one of the first streams I watched, and I was just like, holy Christ, I got to get in on this. And honestly, it was the glitches that forced me into it. I didn't know what they were, and I didn't know if everybody else was seeing it. So I wanted a record of it from my end, and and you know, the more I did it, when I got in on it, it was pretty rough, but the more I got in on it, I started watching the games after, and I've learned a lot about my game just by watching the game tape after. And what did I do wrong here? Especially on losses, it's just like, okay. And a lot of it is calming me down because I watch it and I go, okay, I didn't play that bad actually. This guy just beat me.
Yeah.
You know, and you have to brush it off sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little bit better with losing.
Well, I'll tell you what. So Nipples inspired you to get your streams going. When I watch your streams, I feel the same way. I'm like, I gotta get going there because your streams are so much fun.
Yeah, they are.
It's like
that's
when you.
That's what I want. I just want to have fun on it. I want it to look like a real franchise, but then just get crazy with the ads and all the other bullshit, the goal celebration and everything. I want it to make people laugh.
Basically. Well, you are, man.
So much fun to watch. I was like in my kitchen a month ago, maybe 3 weeks ago, having dinner after work, and you're playing someone, and my volume's kind of down, and I'm eating dinner, and you score a goal, and I see your goal celebration pop up, and I'm like, that's the greatest thing I've ever seen. This is so much. This is great. And I'm like,
yeah, it took me forever to find the right tune, and then I settled on Blur there, and was just I love Blur.
It's great. And so awesome.
It just seemed like the perfect match there, but it took some time. It took about a month to work that one out.
Awesome.
That's my version of Tickle Puss's
yes,
America FU or FEI or whatever. That's my
yeah. I mean,
I knew I needed one of those.
Yeah.
For myself.
You and Tickle Puss are definitely the leaders in that, and a lot of us.
G-Lock too.
G-Lock.
That's true.
Yeah, G-Lock
too.
Yeah, definitely. So that let's move on to this next part now, where I just want to get your point of view. Just go give us your like perspective of season 5, where we're at, what you see happening, if you see, you know, what your opinions on everything that's going
on. I think okay, I separated this into good and bad. I love the best on best. You know, like I think as far as the tiers go, I think the 1, 2, and 3 are like anybody can beat anybody on a given night.
Mm-hmm.
So I really think the parity is showing now, and I love it. Yeah. It's great. I was against Ultra Magnus will know this, but I was against the tiers.
Oh yeah, you were. I remember
vocally. Yeah. I did not like the idea. I just thought everybody should play everybody twice and let the chips fall where they may, and let's get on with it. And I'm here to admit I was wrong. This is a good way to develop talent coming in that are going to get blown away. Because I personally, I don't run up the score, and I know a lot of other top guys don't do that. But it's not great to see that. Like if you're at G-Lock taking those losses in his first season, where he's got 2 wins or whatever he had, that's tough. The guy that not everybody would come back after that. They would just start throwing the towels, you know. Like he really manned up, but not
Yeah.
everybody's like that. So I just want to say I was wrong. And other than that, no big changes are required. And shout out to for helping me with the uniform change. That was in the middle of the summer, and he did that no problem. He was back to me right away. So the only bad thing I would say is that penalties are fucking annoying, and they kill the flow of the game. That is my opinion. And the more I play it, I just don't like them. I think people that like the penalties like the stats. It is great for the stat junkies out there, but it is not great for the flow of the game.
What stats are you saying? So like, are you saying like the power play and the penalty kill stats? Like
penalty, yeah.
Like I don't
Penalty
even care
shot
about
and all
that
that
shit.
stuff.
I just want goals. I just want goals.
I personally, I don't care. I really like all the stuff on the site as far as the stats are incredible. This thing is incredible.
Yes, it is.
I haven't ever seen anything like this. I explain it to some of my friends and they just can't believe it.
Yes.
They don't know whether I'm a super nerd or I'm from outer space. Like I'm describing this. So yeah, I'm
Well,
but it does kill the flow.
Yeah.
so Magnus mentioned recently in our other league, the Q, that he might try, right?
He's
No
supposed to be
penalties.
scaling them back. I thought it was
No
scaling.
penalties.
Oh, try experimenting with full.
Experimenting it.
I don't think he's ever gonna withdraw full penalties. I don't think that'll ever happen.
But I mean,
I think those guys like it. I don't know why the Minnesota guys like it.
That's right there. That's who. It's the Minnesota guy.
I don't get it.
Really like it. I don't get it either.
I don't get it.
Yeah, I agree with you completely, especially my style. I question it a lot, and I get so many. I know Mike does too. So many penalties, interference on the goal.
Interference. And don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
Like people will say we get. Well, not we. People will say that people get that penalty because you're trying to ram the goalie. I don't see that even in this league. I don't see anybody who uses the ramming the goalie as some kind of method, and I don't ever see that happening.
No,
So,
that was my one worry when he proposed the taking out the interference was people were going to use it to ram in there and score.
yeah.
That was my one concern about that. I was just like, okay, but just why don't we get rid of them all? And then because I know on the nights when I was playing in the original Unholy Grail, it was a flow game, man. Like you would have a game end in like 7 minutes or something like that instead of a 10 or 15 minutes here if you get bogged down with penalties. It's a flow thing. It's about the play. You know, you can have a period end and not have a whistle.
Yes.
You know, in 5-minute periods. So I don't know.
We're all about that, man. Just speed.
Yeah.
Just like the not having the stoppages of play, which drive us crazy. That's the worst part.
I'm not sure why. The only thing I can think of is the stats guys love it. That's the only reason I can think of.
I guess you get more face-offs.
I can't see another benefit. What's the other benefit?
I don't know, because they think it's more realistic, I guess. But I don't see an AI getting a penalty as being realistic. That's not fair. You know what I mean? Like I can't control the AI. So when the penalty is not even on the screen, that drives me fucking bananas too. I'm like, that wasn't even involved in the play, and you're caught. Like when the camera has to scan back up the ice to show me where the penalty happened, and I'm like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like I was all the way down here. I didn't even know what the fuck was going on back there.
Yeah.
Fuck.
That stuff never would have flown in the old tournament because you do have new players coming in, and then some jabroni drone is getting a penalty call.
Yeah.
And you know, like what the hell?
Yeah, I can't stand it.
That and some of the glitches are annoying, but I'd say, you know, penalties got to go. People got to play with honor. No down B.
Ooh, no down B at all.
Those are my only complaints.
So wait, you just said no down B. So you would actually say not using it at all.
I mean, I'm getting a lot of Saudi money right now, and I'm taking ads from Live 95. They're a big supporter of the Knights, so maybe I'm biased. Maybe I'm not the right guy to ask about this.
No, I
But-
think I've been very apparent how I feel about that, and it's nothing against Nick. Look, Nick is a great player.
I love
just-
Nick too.
Yeah, I just
Nick
hate-
Nick is the reason I'm here.
yeah. So nothing against Nick. Again, it's nothing against that. It's nothing against the Minnesota guys who love to do that shit. I just don't like that shit.
So I have a question, Patrick. So we're in season 5 now. You've been in this league for a couple of seasons, 3 seasons. What would you say you picked up that you weren't doing before because of all the varying styles that you've watched?
Oh man, I think what you're seeing, what you mentioned earlier in my game is me trying to change it up.
Yeah.
I'm not a big one-timer guy. I usually rely on one-to-one battles and deeks and stuff, and I can score in a lot of different ways, but sometimes I'll get, I'll get tunnel vision about certain ways of scoring. So, especially after the loss to Colin, I noticed that I was relying on the deke and I was relying on one-on-one battles too much. So I'm trying to mix it up. The dump-ins, all that stuff. You see that this season if you're watching the games. That I'm trying to mix it up more, and that was something Sean Bell mentioned on the broadcast of my playoff series that I didn't watch until after. But he was right. He said he has to change something up here. He's trying the same thing all the time. And when you start losing the playoffs, sometimes you start rushing.
Yes.
You just that
clock.
You want to get it going. You want to get your team rolling.
Yep.
And I'm learning that might not be a good technique. That rushing doesn't help.
No, it doesn't.
So to answer specifically, then it's just mixing it up.
Mixing it up.
It's picking up. So before this league, you weren't someone that dumped it in the corner. Right?
Oh yeah. No, my thing was like it's taken me about 3 seasons to get back to my original game.
Okay.
Because the online thing is and I didn't play for 10 years. So now I'm playing more like I did in the early 2000s. Like this was my game. I would dump it in and I would try that dump in the corner and a guy catches it in midair, throws it out and it's in midair and he does the one time and the center does the one time, right? I used to do that all the time. So it's tricky to pull off. It's not high percentage play, but it works. If you can connect on it, it's a definite goal.
I call that the LHX specialty.
Yeah. He does that a lot.
Yeah, it's frustrating. It's a frustrating move right there.
I was just curious though, because my game is so different than it used to be. I don't know if that's entirely a great thing, but you watch all these different styles, and especially the successful people, and you're like, I need to try some of that,
I think I was just hanging on my first couple of seasons. I wasn't really kind of getting into my game because I was just trying to survive. I was always trying to get the 8th seed or something and just get into the playoffs. I think getting in the playoffs in this league, this is the best league in the world with these guys. These are all the best players. So, it's tough to get in just the brutal playoffs. It's really tough. So to get in every year that was my goal. So I squeaked in the first couple of years, but now it's kind of like things are calming down a little bit and you're able to get back in your true game a little more. So that's what I see, but I don't think my game has changed. I'm calming down a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the patience is the biggest part because like you said, you start to panic. especially when you get into the playoffs. When you get down, you start thinking of all the shit you have to do, and then you get into the middle of the second period and you realize you're down in goals and you're down in games, and then you start to really panic.
Yeah.
And I think that's where Sean and Colin and those guys, they don't get upset, they don't get rattled, and that's where the guys like the Pittsburgh guys shit their pants, and they choke. And then
How old are the Pittsburgh guys? Are they in their mid-40s or
your age, right?
Mid-40s,
Yeah, mid-40s.
Yeah.
I think those Waterloo guys, they hit the they hit the sweet spot. They're probably around 12 or 13 when they just mainline the game.
Yeah.
And it's just like second nature to them. It's like riding a bike. I've never seen like the two top guys are Colin and Sean. I've never seen forecheck like this ever.
Completely agree.
That's what blows me away about their game is they're on you immediately. And it never ceases to surprise me, even though I'm prepared for it, I'm braced for it, I think I'm ready for it, and then they just devastate me with it.
Yeah, you start thinking like, all right, I'm going to move the puck faster. I'm going to beat the forecheck by moving the puck faster, and then you start turning the puck over and making mistakes that way. So it's like because you try to adjust, it's sometimes it's a no-win situation. And then what drives me crazy because with both those guys, I can be in a 1-goal game, and then it'll be just like the most random bullshit will happen. And Sean and Colin both know how to execute. Like they're 100% off random bullshit. They will make you pay. It doesn't matter. They're not going to miss. If you give them an extra chance, they're going to put it in.
If you turn the puck over,
they're
going to score.
Yeah. You can't make mistakes.
I think I threw it on one of the streams. I think it was during the final of the Q or whatever, or maybe one of the other leagues. But I said finally something went Sean Bell's way, and you came in with a big laugh on that one because it was just like, the guy is the GOAT, and and then he gets another break. It's just like, oh
yeah.
God.
Well, that's the crazy thing. Like that was the skip, right? That was the skip on the goal. I remember, I think it was the skip on the goal, and we were like, oh, shit.
Oh, right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
we were like, oh, shit. Of course that happens. And then LHX doesn't collapse, though. He didn't collapse. Like, he kept his head about him and didn't let it get to him, and he still was able to.
This was last week on with Ticklepus.
Yeah.
Whatever that league was. That was the Waterloo League.
Yeah. That to the playoffs. Yeah, the Waterloo playoffs.
Yeah, there was a couple of glitches there, too.
Yeah. I think my opinion, I don't know if I've said it on here though, is with the glitches, is that once I get a minute into the game, that if I haven't said anything, if I haven't complained, then I just got to move on. And then I bitch about it afterwards, but whatever, it is what it is. You just got to deal with it. Like once you accept that you're gonna play the game, you just gotta you can bitch about it as much as you want afterwards, but during the game, like let's just get through it. Just fucking get through it. Playoffs are different. I understand playoffs are different. But regular season, it's like we just got to get through this game.
Yeah, I agree. I have the same philosophy. Don't get too heated over one goal.
No.
In my opinion, if your game is good enough, you should be able to overcome some mistake like that in the game.
I completely agree.
In the regular season, but playoffs is kind of different.
Yeah. All right, so listen, Pat, we got that warning one more time, so we're gonna stop this. We'll save the file. We'll come back for our last segment where we should dive into the game part of it. Okay.
Okay.
All right, man. I'm gonna stop it.